Welcome back to Eddychuks University. It is the second week of July 2025, and in this weekly Forex forecast, I will walk you through some of the cleanest market setups I see across the board, from the dollar index to Euro USD, GBP USD, AUD USD, and USD CAD. I will break down key zones, price action structures, and what I expect this week, whether you are a day trader or holding positions longer term, which is what I do. So grab your chart. Let's go straight into the charts. Let's go straight into it and then see what we have for this week. So let's kick things off with the XY, the dollar index. What we have on the chart on the daily time frame, we actually are expecting a pullback into this level because this is where I am going to be looking for short opportunities on the dollar index because the chart has been pretty much to the downside. The market has been making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then the last lower high which the market made was actually around 101 level, and then will collapse all the way to the downside. So looking at this, it is quite more better to look for short opportunities from this resistance level around 99, and then taking out the Fibonacci from the last swing high which the market made to the current swing low which the market has made. We are actually expecting the market to come in between the 0.50 and then the 0.61 in fib extension, somewhere around 99.829, approximately 99.830. So this is the area I'm going to be expecting dollar shots. If you look at this last week, which was we closed for the daily candlestick, we saw, sorry, for the weekly candlestick, we saw a pin bar, and normally what we see as a pin bar usually serves as a bearish or a bullish reversal, depending on what case we see in the market. So the market closed with a pin bar, which is a very great insight. And then looking at what we have on the daily time frame, we are looking at structure based uh, based scenario for this. So what I'm going to be expecting for this is for a pullback into this level. Once we see that pullback coming in, and then this is where I'm going to be interested in shutting down the dollar all the way to this lows which we saw around 96.500 micro psychological level. So we are currently expecting that pullback for the dollar index. All I'm just going to be watching for is for that pullback into this resistance level, and then from there we are likely going to see a rejection from this level or a break above and then a continuation all the way to the upside, because recently we are seeing that dollar strength coming into the market. And looking at what we have overall from the weekly time frame, we actually did see, to my best of understanding, we actually did see a reverse of this ascending trend line up from this lows in 2011, and then we have this lows in 2021, and then currently now we are seeing another retest of that particular trend line. So is this a big question that we should be looking for reversals from this point? Definitely not, because the market is still very much in the downtrend. So looking at this, all I'm just going to be waiting for is for that push up into this resistance level. Once this resistance level poses a bearish short, I'm going to be joining that short position. So but if this fails, then I'm going to be looking for opposite direction to take this all the way to these highs around 90 around 101 level. So this is what I'm currently expecting for the XY. So watch the DXY closely. It's the compass for this week, because anything the DXY does, this is what we are solely going to be looking at for the rest of the week. EURUSD currently sitting right at a decision zone, which is somewhere around 1.18190 level. After a brief bounce from this support level which we have around this area, we are now looking at a whether the pair is about to reverse or pull back. So looking at this, I'm actually expecting this market to come back into this last demand zone, which it took off from last 2 weeks ago. If the dollar continues to strengthen, which is likely going to happen because of the whole sentiment around the market, then we are likely going to see a continuation even below this area around 1.14300 level on Euro USD. But for the meantime, all I'm looking for on Euro USD is just for that pullback into that level. If you take out your Fibonacci from the last swing high, from the last swing low which the market made around this level all the way to the last swing high which the market made, I'm actually looking at a current pullback into this level. This is where I'm going to be looking for more long opportunities from this level back into these highs which the market made around 1.18 thousand psychological level. So this is going to be my own target going into the week. If by paraventure we see the market rejecting from this area, obviously with candlestick patterns, with chart patterns, this is what I'm going to be looking at around this area. This is 1.14500 area. So for the main one, we have Euro USD looking for short opportunities into this level, just like we have here. If the market pulls back into this level, then definitely I'm going to be looking for more long opportunities from this area. But if by any means this market continues up, then I'm just going to be staying away from the market, and then I'm looking forward to seeing this market reaching this level without joining the market, because that pullback is mandatory, and this is what I am currently expecting for Euro USD. Nothing less, nothing more on this, just for that pullback into 1.14500 level, which is approximately to this last demand zone which the market took off from. Moving on to GBPUSD, things are looking a bit different here because we've seen more aggressive rejection from the upside, and then which hints at possible structure change. And what we are actually looking at is for a pullback into this level, which is also a previous area of support. Support turned into, a previous area of resistance turned into support, which you actually saw 2 weeks ago. The market moving gracefully from this level all the way to these highs around 1.38 thousand. So looking at this, I'm actually waiting for a pullback into this level. This will automatically make this ascending trend line the third touch of that trend line, and if peradventure that trend line holds, then definitely we are likely going to see this market continue all the way back into these highs which we made around 1.38 thousand. And then we do have a Fibonacci setup from the last swing low which the market made, which was actually here all the way to the current swing high which the market has made. I am looking for that confluence coming into play as the dollar continues to strengthen into that resistance level we have. If we are able to have that pullback into this level, then this level serves as an absolute positive level to look for long opportunities back into these highs which we have around 1.38 thousand. So it's a very, very simple one. Just wait for that pullback to happen, and what we saw on the 4-hour time frame, we are already seeing that rejection from the change of character or the change of structure from a bullish market to a bearish market happening already. So if the market opens, we should be able to see that also happening. And in other cases, if we see a breakdown below here, then definitely we are going to see a rotation back into some of the lows which we have around 1.27 thousand, and then potentially we see the market settling into this level around 1.20 thousand psychological level. So it's a really, really simple one. Just wait for this market to pull back into this level, and then look for your chart patterns, your candlestick patterns, morning star. We have bullish engulfing. We have all of those candlesticks which point all the way to the upside. So all I'm just going to be waiting for is for that pullback into that support level, and then we look for confluences from there. We have Fibonacci already in play. We have support level, resistance turned into support level already in place. So if that is the case, then absolutely we are going to see this market continue all the way to the upside. AUDUSD is struggling to hold above this resistance level that we have here. We are still stuck in a tight range, but last week's weak AUD data combined with USD strength is starting to weigh on the AUD, on the Aussie dollar. I'm watching for a potential break to the downside for AUD USD because we have an actually a longer term sell-off on this, because this market is actually looking very bearish. If you look at from what we had previously, from off of these lows, the market went all the way to these lows, created a lower low, and then currently now the market has pulled into this. We have this descending channel, which is also a bearish channel. We have that descending channel in place. So absolutely, you have to just look at the bigger picture and what we have happening in the market, because this is just like swing high, swing low, swing high, and then a continuation, which is why I am very much interested in AUD going into this week, because the market actually looks very bearish. So all I'm just going to be watching for is for a break down below this ascending trend line which we have here. Once we see that breakdown below there, then I'm going to be very much joining this, because if you draw a Fibonacci from the last swing high which the market made all the way to this swing low which the market has made sometime around April 2025, you can see the market actually pulled back into this the 0.618 fib extension, and then the 0.50 fib extension, and then the market is still playing along that area. This is basically showing that the downward momentum is still in play, but we have a shorter term bull run on this all the way to this resistance level around 0.65913. So this is a good one to watch going into the week. All I'm just going to be waiting for is if the market is going to have that potential break below this level, and then the rotation towards some of these support levels which we have along the way, and then potentially to this level around 0.62 thousand. Mind you, AUD loves psychological numbers, so you might want to plot your own levels according to the psychological levels which you have on your own chart. So looking for this, looking for a rotation towards this trend line. If the trend line does not hold, then I will look for more bearish opportunities on this going into this way. It's a simple way trade. Don't force it, don't rush it, and then allow the market to to work out. I'm watching for a possible break either side. I'm watching for a possible break. If we have that possible break to the upside, and then I will continue looking for more long opportunities as this trend line, this descending channel does not hold. Continue looking for more bullish opportunities. But if we have a breakdown below this counter trend line which we have, or from these lows, now we look for a rotation towards some of these lows. Until then, this one is in play for for now, and let's just watch what the market is going to likely do along the way. Now let's take a look at USDCAD. This pair is currently bouncing from key support level and eyeing a breakout above the resistance which we have, which is obviously this counter trend line which we have around this area. You can see the market after reaching this horizon around 1.35553 level. This is also a support. If you extend it to the left, you can see we had this support across this level here. So looking at this, I'm actually going to be looking at this market breaking above this level. If I pull up the 4-hour time frame, you can see that that level was rejected last week. So actually looking at this, the market is still in a downtrend, but if you look at the current USD strength, we are likely going to be seeing all of the USD pairs like the USD CAD, USD JPY, and then obviously the dollar index continuing all the way to the upside. And this looks very much like a double bottom, so likely we are more likely to see that continue all the way to this resistance level. But if by any means we see this market breaking down below this support level, now we look for rotations towards this previous area of support. And then for a longer term, we do have this level around 1.3604 level, which is if we move to the left, you can see that served as also a resistance and then a support level that was shied away in the past. So looking at this, it's actually a very simple market to trade. If I eventually see a breakout on the 4-hour time frame on this, you look at the 4-hour time frame, I eventually see a breakout on the 4-hour time frame on this, then I'll definitely look for more long opportunities back into this resistance level that we have around this area, because this is the sell zone. So once the market enters into the sell zone, once the market enters into the sell zone, I'll take out my own profit and then look for the market rotation back into some of the support levels which we have along the way, because this market, they move in waves. So the market cannot just collapse like that. They have to respect that wave pattern, moving in lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower, and then for an option, moving in higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So this is what we got on board on USDCAD. It's a very simple market to trade. Don't rush it. Make sure you are following. Make sure you have the right setup in front of you. So that's a wrap on this week's Forex forecast. The XY is in the key mover. Watch for momentum continuation, and then Euro USD and GBP USD sitting at key decision points, which I spoke about. Pullbacks. AUD USD, the market is still well above that trend line. So make sure you want to watch that trend line to see either break to the upside or to the downside, and then USD can prepping for a potential breakout from this level. So if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your own fellow traders. And if you are not already in our Telegram community, make sure you join. The link is going to be in the description below. And then thank you guys for sticking to the end of this video. I love you guys. Peace out.